What's going on, guys? DoorDash Industries back here with another ride along, and this one is going to be kind of a broken up event. And you might guess right now I am actually on a delivery, so love it when I can begin my ride along with business. But as I mentioned, this is going to be kind of a broken up day. I've got a lot of errands to run that I've got to take care of. So as a result, I will be kind of doing this as I'm coming in with updates, and the goal is obviously to make $100. I'm going to probably be out hopefully working on and off until about 7:30 this evening. So I'm hoping I can get some dinner action going. That will help take us over and do some dashes and orders on the in-between. So right now I am not active on DoorDash. So I am right now working Uber and GrubHub and just kind of letting them go. And I've actually gone back to a multi-device format for today just to test it out, just to do something different. But I'm on my first order. It was a $10.88 GrubHub order. 7.5 miles, heading in the direction I was heading anyways, or at least partially in the direction I was heading. So I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and get $10 on the books. That's over 10% of the way to my goal of $100 for today. So why not? Let's do it, right? Let's let that money go. So I've got about a 12-minute ride ahead, and then I will make this drop off probably about 3 or 4 minutes. When I get about 3 or 4 minutes out from the customer's house, I will go ahead and repower up Uber. I am scheduled to go live on DoorDash about 4:30. Hopefully I'll be able to make that as planned, and then be able to work 3 hours on DoorDash here in my old market of Hagerstown, Maryland. So we're going to test this market out, see if we can make our $100 as fast as we have in other markets, see just how profitable this market is right now. And then I am going to go ahead and let you guys in on a secret. I am considering changing my GrubHub market. That's right. I don't know if I'll be able to. When I first started, just to give you guys some background, when I first started, I signed up with the Martinsburg it was the Martinsburg market, which covered all the way up to Charlestown, West Virginia. It was a pretty vast market. And then for whatever reason, I just thought that the market of Hagerstown was better, right? I had gotten on there, Uber was humming. They had just gotten into the market. The big orders, like what I've been getting out of Charlestown, was here, and it was just really good. So I said, you know what? Why always be out of market for GrubHub? Let's get in market for GrubHub. If Uber's this good, GrubHub's got to be this good. And for a while, it was. Okay? For a while, it was, but it wasn't because of the tips. It was because of the base pay. And now that GrubHub's become less base pay oriented, more tip oriented, well, let's just say Hagerstown's going the way that Uber went when Uber started dropping the base pays. Because I wasn't getting $30 or $40 Ubers. I was getting $17, $18, $19. I thought it was great because they were paying, Uber was paying out anywhere from $6 to $12 or $13 base pay. So the $3, $4, and $5 tips that were coming through, I was like, oh yeah, and occasionally you'd get a decent $10 tip or something that could go into the 20s. And I was like, oh wow, this is great. Well, what I've learned is, after extensive market research over 10 months, comparing these two markets, the tips are much better in the market I live in. People are just more appreciative of what we're doing, I think, or something. I don't know. It's a different style of people, different area, even though it's within about 15 to 20 miles. So I'm really giving some serious thought to saying, you know what, let me see if I can switch over to GrubHub and do everything near my house, and this will just be a place I come occasionally. So I'm gonna look into it, but I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'll let you know if they let me do it. I'll let you know if the process is easy. It was easy to get switched over because they had a need up here, and I'm not surprised that they did. Now looking back with hindsight, but hindsight is always 20/20. So anyways, all right guys, I'm going to jump off here. Listen, do me a favor. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I need to try to get subscribers here. I want to build this network, build this reach of this channel. so we can start discussions. Second thing, do me a favor, comment. Give me a comment of some sort. I appreciate those that have been commenting and interacting back and forth. But let's get a really vibrant discussion going on about things that are important to you, things you want to know. If you're new to the gig economy, I've been doing this now for 10 months. I just did my 1,000th delivery yesterday with DoorDash yesterday. So I've got knowledge and, most importantly, experience to share, because that's the most important thing about this is experience. And then third, if you are enjoying the video, like it. Let YouTube know. So anyways, guys, I will talk to you soon, and be back to update you on how everything goes with this drop-off. And I'll just be popping in and out throughout the day, giving you some updates on my pursuit of my $100. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Alright guys, Dad Dash back here with an update. So after I got done with the Uber order, I was actually able to get logged into DoorDash and get going with them. So I am now on a DoorDash order that turned into a stacked order. It started out at $6.25 for a Jamaican restaurant right next. Literally, it was a 2.5 mile order, so I took it, and that was including mileage to the restaurant. And then when I'm walking or pulled up to the restaurant, they added a $6 for $3.5 miles. So it turned into a $12.25 order. I'm not sure if there's extra tip or not on that. Normally, it's been a while since I've worked this market. In the past, $6.25 used to say that was a possibility of over tip. I know $2.25 is the minimum here in this market. Because this is an oversaturated market, so DoorDash has everything at market bottom prices. But obviously the $6 indicates they normally take 25 cents off. So that's why I believe both of those would have been $6.25 orders. So there's possibility one or both could have a little bit of extra money. You never know. It just depends what tip the customer selected. So we will find out as we get those delivered. So the first order is 4 minutes out. The second one's going to be a little bit more of a journey. It's an apartment complex. Beginning to see exactly why I used to get much more, stressed, I guess, in this area, because there's it's a city. So there's a lot of apartments. There's a lot of parking issues. There's a lot of, even just getting to this restaurant, there's a lot of traffic. And having worked the Charlestown market, which is a more rural area where it's just easier to get around, the traffic is a tremendous amount less. I can really see the benefits of what that brings, especially in being able to get orders done in 15, 20 minutes with no problem. Whereas here, you see that 2-3 mile order, and you could be working on 6 or 7 minute miles, just depending on the time of day and the traffic and everything else. So it really, really, really makes a huge difference. All reiterating, I'm not suggesting I couldn't make money here. I have made money here. I did make money here. I made a lot of money here. But I'm saying, from a stress standpoint, from a quality of day standpoint, is this the area that's the best? Probably not. But it's a place you can come to work and make money, and that's what's important, is just the ability to have as many places that you can come make money at any time that you need to. So anyways, guys, I'm going to jump off here. Also, by the way, the GrubHub order, the delivery there I think it went smooth. It was a weird, kind of like not your traditional apartment type place. So I went and dropped it off, and then I realized that it wasn't asking me to text her. So then I realized that maybe it was a handed to me order, and GrubHub's not really clear on that. And I was like, oh crap. I just literally took a picture, and then, it never gave me the option to text, and I was already outside of the app, and I was like, all right, well, maybe this customer expected me to knock on their door and hand it to them, and I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I get one of the contract strikes or whatever it is that GrubHub's doing when they say you didn't give a quality order. We'll see if one pops up. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I can tell you right now, when I was up in this area, that's the other thing I'll touch on. My ratings have absolutely improved immensely, right? When I was up here in this area, I had issues with my Uber rating, right? and it was over just really like things that I didn't like. I thought I'd given a quality experience, and they were complaining because the bag had some sweat on it, even though I'm delivering, hey, really, piping hot food that's come right from the restaurant to their door, piping hot. They were complaining because they said the bag was damaged, even though there were no drinks in the order, that somehow I damaged the bag because it was showing, perspiration basically from having been in the hot bag. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But they marked me for that. Up here really is the type of place that you get no tip or low tip orders, and then they just kill you on the little stuff, and they want to be very particular about this or that, whereas basically it's a level of appreciation for what you're doing. And then, like I said, as I moved out of this area and into these other markets that are my home markets, people there are really, thank you so much. I really appreciate you bringing in my food. They really appreciate the service, and I don't know. It's just a totally different mentality, and I guess you could call it entitlement, but that's another reason, another strike. So as we break it down today and walk through this market one more time, I think I'm solidifying all the reasons why I want to make remove this market as my home market and make my home market so that I can work that area and make money down there with maybe a little better quality orders, and maybe I can get on and work some GrubHub shifts. I just think it's going to make a lot more sense. But again, we'll see. Maybe something will jump out at me between now and the end of the day that will change that opinion. All right, guys. I've talked enough. I'm going to focus on getting this first order dropped off, then getting that second order dropped off, and then, we'll go from there. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. What's going on, guys? DoorDash Industries back here again with an update for you, my favorite viewers and subscribers. So got both of those orders done, and I am happy to report that both orders had extra tip, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So both of them had extras involved. The first one was, as you know, it started at $6.25 and it ended at $7.68 for $2.25 base for $5.43 tip. And then the last order was $2 base and $5 tip for a total of $7 for $1 extra, so $14.68 for that order. Add in the $11 and it's a $25 starting hour. So not bad at all, especially considering it's like 2 p.m. So I have taken a rather controversial order. There's a place called Green Turtle. It's a sports bar right up here that's literally right next to where I just made this drop off. And I first got a 7-Eleven order, which I turned down, and then normally I would have probably scoffed at this, but there's a couple factors that has made me willing to come in here and accept this order. Number one, that I'm going to tell you about. It's a 11-mile order, okay? $17.75. Now, this is going into a market that I know is a pretty active DoorDash market. I know it's also active with Uber Eats. I don't know that I'll get any attention from GrubHub, but of course you can get out of market orders from GrubHub. So those are all factors. 2, we have the Dash on the way, which would allow me to dash back, and I want to see how that all goes. But secondly, it's a $17.75 order. I think 6 or 7 items. So I'm curious to see if maybe we have a little extra tip here. It looks like we've at least got probably a $15.50 tip with $2.25 base, or maybe there's a $5 base and a $10 tip. I don't know. I want to see where this comes out. I want to see what DoorDash is going to pay out on this. And I figure, why not, right? Let's give it a try. So I accepted this order. I just pulled up. I'm going to run in here. I'm told it's ready. I got a notification that it was ready. So we're going to see what happens. And guys, I'm going to take you along the way with me. I'm going to let you see what happens here and see if this turns into a profitable order, a regretful order, or where we end up thinking about this order when we get done with it. Why not do a little experiment? Let's have a little fun. That's what we're all about. So guys, I'm going to run in here, snatch this order up, and then we'll get on our way, and then I will be back probably when we get to the drop-off to see, number one, is there hidden tip on this order, or am I seeing the entire order? That's number one. Number two, what happens as soon as we get done with the order? Do we get another order? Do we dash along the way? How long does it take to get an order, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And we're just, kind of do an assessment and say, was this worth it or not? And does DoorDash, with all the improvements and additions, does that make a difference in taking these longer, bigger orders, which, may or may not prove to be profitable? All right, guys, I will talk to you in a minute, and I'll be back. What's going on, guys? Dad Dash back here with an update. So, wow, I made that drop off. Everything went well. And I guess I should say this. There was a couple of things to note. Number one, the order took a very long time to get from the restaurant. There was about a 20-minute, almost 15 to 20-minute wait. Now, at one point, I was like, you know what, I'm going to bail out. But the restaurant was very nice, number one. They were very friendly and nice, and they kept me well apprised of what was going on with the order. Then I got a phone call that I needed to take to discuss some things that I needed to discuss. So I thought, you know what, rather than turn off the apps and have nothing to do, I'll just sit here and take the phone call. So I did, and it turned out that when I delivered the order, it ended up being a $17 tip and a $4.25 base pay for $4.50 base pay for a $21.50 order. So in the end, it wasn't bad. And then I got a $12 2.4 mile order. It's a stacked order from a Wendy's and a Chinese restaurant that was literally right next to the Wendy's. Now, this Wendy's, again, this is an area that I'm not normally in. I have delivered up here on occasion, but I've never really stuck around. I've always headed right back out of the area. But I'll tell you, the people at Wendy's were extremely nice. The people at the Chinese restaurant, extremely nice. And we're going to test it out and see what the tip's like on this, because although this is an area that's a bit far for me on a regular basis, I mean, man, maybe this is a hidden little gem that I could say, hey, you know what, I'll start my old market and make my way up here. Now, I have not turned on Uber or GrubHub to see what might be available through them. However, I know Uber is active up here. GrubHub, I'm not certain how active they are, if they're active, or where they're at. Whoa, okay. So apparently I don't know the streets very well up here. Anyways, so I'm going to make this first drop off right now. I'm about a minute away. I will come back and keep you guys fully apprised of what it looks like, what the tip's going to be like. I think this is going to be an interesting little experience here. So, like I said, this hasn't turned into a bad little period here. I started, I guess, maybe about 1:30, I think, and I've made, I guess I've made $40-some, but with this I will have made well over $50 for 2 hours of work, which is not bad at all. So, again, I'm not unhappy with what I'm seeing here. The only thing I don't like is you don't know the area, right? So I don't know where I'm driving to or where I'm driving into or out to. Definitely looks like we're into the more rougher end of the world up here. But, hey, you know what? We're going to figure it out. Definitely a good place to come during the day till you get to know the lay of the land, so you're not getting yourself into nighttime troubles. Anyways, guys, I'm going to jump off here. I appreciate you guys coming along with me today. I will be back to go over exactly how this order turns out, and then I will be off duty on DoorDash wise, until I'm supposed to go on at 4:30 in my market, but I don't know that I'm going to make that because there's some errands I still have to run that I never ran because I ended up getting caught up in working. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'll talk to you here shortly. I am arriving at my first drop-off, and I'll be back to let you know how all this turns out. All right, guys, talk to you in a moment. What's going on, guys? Dad Dash back here as promised to break down those orders for you. So DoorDash kicked me off almost immediately, and I went ahead and actually there was some space up in this market, so I went ahead and reactivated, and then I changed my dash in my old home market to 5:30, to basically going 5:30 to about 8:30, which I probably won't be out for that entire time. But anyways, I decided why not, while I'm driving through and driving out of town, I'll go ahead and go live up here and see what else comes up. Now, let's get to the business at hand, what you all want to know. How did those orders turn out? So, first order that I delivered, this would be the Chinese food order. $2 base pay, $4.50 tip, for a total of $6.50, $6 showing. Extra tip there. Bam. Second order, $2 base pay, $5 tip, $7 was the total, $6 was originally showing. So ended up with a total of $13.50 for that order, going 2.4 miles. Actually ended up being 3 miles on my when I was tracking it. But regardless, for 3-mile order, $13.50. Pickups were literally right next to each other. Both places were respectable in the way they handled me and the way they handled the pickup times. I cannot say that I am upset or bothered by any of that. I thought it was a great experience, and yeah, so I thought it was a good deal. So essentially, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm very positive feeling so far with this market. Now, I did get an offer for $3 from McDonald's going 2 miles. So as soon as I got on duty, they immediately started treating me like normal. You know, $2 order or $3 order for 2 miles. You know, typical of DoorDash. And I've gotten nothing else since. So, like I said, it's not been a bad day at all. I've already made about $60 today. And like I said, I looked and I started working at, let's see here. I took my first order at 1:17. So in about a little over about 2.5 hours, I ended up making $60. So not bad at all. When you're looking at it from that perspective, not bad earning at all, especially for that period of time, which is normally a slower time and normally not as prosperous of a time. But when you're doing multiple apps and moving around and good mindset, good things happen. So anyways, guys, I will keep you abreast here. I am moving now towards hopefully accomplishing some of the errands I needed to run. I'm a little bit out of the way, way out of the way actually. So I'm going to try to get those done with a goal of getting back on board at about 5:30, unless I got an order or something that sparked my attention and I felt like, hey, you know what, let's jump in here and get this done. So far, nothing's popped. So far, nothing's come my way. So more likely than not, I will power down DoorDash as soon as I get away from this market, and we will, we be back up and running about 5:30 with about $40 to make to hit our 100. So I think that's very achievable goal there. That would be about $20, revenue per hour during that dinner time rush, and I think that's going to be, we're going to easily accomplish that, or we should, I hope. So anyways, with that said, guys, I will be talking to you soon. I appreciate you coming along with me today. Hopefully we are learning some things here, looking at the market, looking at what DoorDash is doing. So I would say overall, taking that longer order, in this case, this is an order that I would have definitely had much reservation with. It actually didn't turn out bad. And DoorDash did not disappoint when they sent me the follow-up order after that. The only issue was my dash was ending, so therefore I didn't end up with anything else, and I wasn't able to dash back in the direction of where I was active. So I don't know where everything would have gone if I wouldn't have been ending my dash at 3:30, which happened to be a couple minutes after I made that second delivery. Maybe DoorDash knew that, and maybe that was the point, but I don't know. We'll see. At another time, when I'm not ending my dash so soon, I will maybe delve deeper into seeing just what it's like, just how profitable it ends up being, and seeing if they actually will dash me back to in the direction of my market. And we'll see. All right, guys, I will be talking to you soon, and hopefully if you're out riding today, watching this video, hopefully you're making money as well with me, and I will talk to you soon. What's going on, guys? Dad Dash back here with an update here. So got back here to my normal region. I ended up riding all the way down, didn't get an order or an offer. Of course, it was slower times. So right now we need about $26, and I turned on my apps and ended up getting an $11 DoorDash order. It was a double order from one restaurant, so I don't mind taking that. And it was only going about like 2.4 miles, I think it was, something like that. It was only like 2 or 3 miles. So the drop-offs were all within a vicinity of each other. So I'm heading over there right now because as soon as I accepted it, I got the notification that the orders were ready. So I'm on my way to the restaurant now. I've got about a 2-minute journey over to the restaurant, and then I will be getting those orders ready to go and heading in the direction of the customer. So, not bad at all in terms of the order there. So that should bring us to within about $16 of our 100. It's only about $5.15. I anticipate, hopefully, we should be able to get this wrapped up relatively soon, because that's not a whole lot of money. So I think we should be in good position to knock out that $100 today with no problem. So I will be back to update you on how these orders go, exactly where these orders take us to, what they leave us with, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, I will be talking to you soon. Thank you again for coming along with this journey today. And as we explore my old market, we, of course, went on a little field trip out of market. It's been kind of an interesting day. A lot to take in, a lot to think about, a lot to analyze. So, guys, I will be back with an update soon. Also, by the way, something else to note, GrubHub is running a $3 mission bonus. So every order we take between now and I think it's 8:55, we get an extra $3. So I have to remember that when I'm analyzing and looking at orders, that there's a $3 bonus on every order that I'm looking at. So anyways, guys, we'll see if we can make the best and the most out of that option and opportunity. And like I said, I think we're gonna easily hit our goal today. All right, guys, I will be talking to you soon, and I'll be talking to you in a minute. What's going on, guys? Dad Dash back here with an update. So the double DoorDash order, wow, did it turn into a nightmare for me, in the sense that, again, another reiteration as to why I just do not like delivering into this area. It was a downtown order. There was no parking. I couldn't get a parking spot on the one end of the street, so once I got it, pushed me up to the the next end of the street. I had to circle back around the block. Finally got a spot. I had to walk down the block. Then it was one of these deals where it was like inside this, older apartment building. It was just a mess. Anyways, once I got done with that order, guys, you may have seen there, I accepted a GrubHub order. Also, with that order, I decided, well, let me rewind back to the DoorDash order. So I decided to get my Android phone out, and I said, let me give Android a try again. And I was using my my Z Fold again, gave that a try, because I do like the Z Fold. And I've tried using it for business purposes, and man, I'm telling you, the Android app, in comparison to the iOS experience, is just horrible. Now, I'm gonna be open and give it a try, maybe for GrubHub and for DoorDash, or not DoorDash, Uber Eats. But man, it is so horrible for DoorDash. I got to my first drop off. I tried to, click out of it. Okay. It wouldn't let me out. I had to close the app out, go back in. It's just little things like that. That's like, I don't know. So anyways, I'm back on just using my iPhones right now. I'm using my 2 iPhones, and doing that. So next, fast forward there back to the GrubHub order. So I get the GrubHub order. I got a $15 GrubHub order. I needed $14 to hit my 100. Thought, you know what, I'll do it. It was 10 miles, but it was actually heading in the direction of where I needed to go to pick up my son from the babysitter. So I said, you know what, no problems, I'll do that. It makes sense, like in a sense. So I went ahead to the location to pick up the food, get in there, and they said, we're not doing GrubHub orders today. I said, oops, well, somebody needs to tell the app that. So I showed them the app. I was very nice about it, of course, but I showed them the app. They said, oh, let me look at my tablet. Oh my God, one snuck through. So I was kind of like, oh my God. Now, of course, as I'm walking in, I hadn't done this in a long time. Fat fingered it, moved it to leaving, but didn't go beyond leaving. Now, little word to the wise. I wasted a bunch of time at this restaurant because they're like, we got this order. It's like a 4 or 5 item order. They're like, I got this order. It's going to have to get cooked. It's going to be like 20, 30 minutes. I'm really sorry. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm not interested in waiting here for 20 or 30 minutes to get this order done. That's just not doable for me right now. So I thought, well, let me call support and see if they can reverse my steps. So I call support, not realizing that I could still get through to where I could report the wait. But anyways, I'll get to that in a minute. Call support. Wasn't a long wait to get to somebody, but that person basically said, well, I'll make detailed notes here of what's going on, but unfortunately I cannot advance you backwards. You're going to have to wait at the restaurant however long they want you to. And I'm like, well, okay, well, most importantly, though, if I'm at leaving the restaurant, and is that timer starting that, is going to put me in range for contract violations and all this garbage? And she said, well, no, there'll be detailed notes on it, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't, that does not make me feel better at all. So I got off of it, went back inside, checked on the order, said, oh, it's still working, we're so sorry. I walked back out, and I thought, you know what, let me click into the food on the GrubHub app. And if you're familiar with the GrubHub app, then you know what I'm talking about. You clicked it on the food, and there, lo and behold, there it was still active. So I pulled it up and was able to report the wait, the 20 to 30 minute wait. It gave me the option to get out of the order, let me know what's going to affect my acceptance rate, which I'm okay with, and I went ahead and got out of the order. Now, obviously, one of the risks of something like this is that, obviously it appears that I did click, I picked the food up. If something goes awry with this order, I guess it could be, it could be the Spark nightmare all over again. Hopefully nothing like that happens. There is notes that I called in. She did note that it was showing on her side that it was still in the kitchen. So we'll see how this plays out. But the silver lining to this is I go back out, I get all of the apps, I turn back on Uber, which, by the way, Uber is absolutely terrible up here. I mean, absolutely terrible. If you've seen the orders I showed flashing through, I mean, it is putrid. There was actually, and I guess I missed a step in here, that I had gotten and accepted an Uber order for $14, but then realized, or at least I was thinking, that one of the Taco Bell orders I saw come through had gotten attached in there. I started looking at the order a little closer, didn't like it, so I decided to get rid of the Taco Bell order. Then it was acting like as if I got rid of the second part of a 2-part, I don't know. Anyways, I ended up just canceling out of the entire order. That happened as well. But the silver lining to this all is I ended up getting a order from DoorDash, a double order, and it was showing for $11.06. Now here is a story of why you should use your cancellation rate, okay? And your cancellation. Now I was at 93% cancel, right? So I had plenty. So I looked at the order, I analyzed it. One was for a pretzel shop in the mall. I did not like it at all. You got to park, you got to go to the mall, you got to go inside, and on top of that, I got to do that after I've got somebody else's food in the car. Not about that at all. So I went ahead, canceled that order, left a $7 order for the restaurant that I was sitting in the parking lot of, which is Sakura Japanese restaurant. So this is where it gets good. All of a sudden, I get an addition, and it's for 3.5 miles, $10.25. So now I am on a $17.25 order, going, well, probably a grand total of, I think, about 6 or 7 miles. So I ended up with an outstanding order in the end, or at least I think so, and obviously I will keep you guys abreast of that. So that is a story, and that is a lesson of why you use your cancellation, and why you break apart orders, because DoorDash doesn't always put together the best package, but they certainly put together a better package once I separated everything out. So guys, I will be back. I've got to go in here and collect this order up, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, just jumping in here real quick. I know it's very hard to see me, but I figured I would just jump in here real quick and go over what's going on here. So, I just dropped off that first part of the order, and man, oh man, wow, this is going to be a fantastic order, because that order turned into an $8.50 order. We had a $1 in bonus pay, we had a $2 base pay, and a $5.50 tip. So that's $8.50 right there, just on top of that. And I already knew about $10. I believe it was, let me see here, $10.25. So that's already $18.75 for that order alone, which absolutely puts me over my $100 once I get this delivered. So we've got about 9 minutes to go. So we'll be getting done, before 7 o'clock, which is excellent. And then this will be the last order that I take tonight, because I've got to go pick up my son after I get done with this, and get on with some dad duties and focus on the first part of Dad Dash Industries. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you riding along with me today. After I get done with this order, I'll come on with the wrap up and go over what the final order numbers were. And it's looking like this will be a very, very nice order to end the day with. All right, guys, I will talk to you here shortly. Thanks for riding along, and if you're watching this while you're dashing, I hope you're making some great money and having a great day. Stay positive, be safe, and everything will come together, guys. All right, I'll be talking to you soon. What's going on, guys? Dad Dash back here. So got done with that order, and it stayed at $10.25, and there was a $1 tip there, and then or not $1 tip, there was a $1 extra plus, I believe it was $3.50, and then it ended up being I think a $6 tip total. So ended up being $18.75 in total for the order. Then I started getting hit with orders, and like I told you, I had every intention of ending this thing and having an early pickup, but you know what? I got an $18.50 6-mile order, and I said, you know what? I got to do this. That's a hell of a lot of money. And part of it's because there's a $2 now, a $2 extra per order. So ended up with $2 extra per order, so it's an extra $4. So we'll see where this goes. I think this could be very decent. So, guys, I'll be back to update you and see how all this goes. I got to take a phone call. I will be right back. What's going on, guys? Dad Dash here. As you can see, it is a little bit dark, but I want to jump in here. Last time we talked, I had gotten that $18.50 order, which it actually ended up being $18.50, as you probably already saw in the montage there. So there was no extra tip, but it did turn out to be a pretty decent day. I can't argue with the results. So ended up with, let's see here, we ended up earning about $120 today, so it wasn't bad at all. I've got to actually add in that money there. I ended up on some phone calls and whatnot. But overall, it was a good day, guys. I appreciate you coming along with me. I apologize for being so dark here on the wrap up. But overall, we hit our 100. We exceeded our 100. Can't argue with that one bit. So it was a very good day. So, please, if you did enjoy the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to support the channel, build the channel. and then of course share it with anybody that you think could get something from. We discussed a lot of good information today. We analyzed the market. We looked at the marketplace, and I think the conclusion is I am going to do what I said where I started the day out. I am going to switch my GrubHub market, I think, and I will keep you guys apprised as I go through that process on whether or not I'm able to accomplish it, whether they let me do it or not, and we'll go from there. So, guys, I will be talking to you soon. I should be back with some additional videos. I've got a couple of Let's Talk About It videos coming out that I think will be very interesting. So keep your notifications on so you don't miss any of the action. And, of course, give me some comments in the comments section on what you thought about today's ride-along. And without further ado, let's roll the financials, check out the stats for today. And, guys, I will be talking to you real soon.